Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away.
Back now at 8:42, and this morning on today's Mom's New School Year Resolution. September, often a very hectic time with new routines filled with homework and after-school activities. So we asked moms to open up about what might make their homes a little happier.
When I think of September, I think of transition.
A lot of excitement.
I call it going from 0 to 60. I'm really ready for them to get back into a routine.
To make myself a little happier this school year, I would really like to do less screaming.
Underreacting to situations that arise at home would be a great resolution.
I'm not sure how realistic it is.
When you yell, they just hear yabba yabba. They don't really hear you.
My resolution for this new school year is to have smoother mornings with less drama.
My house, what would make a big difference would be to wake up a half an hour earlier. But it's hard for us because we love to sleep.
I think about, do I have a happy home? I think that you want your children to be happy.
When my house is in order, I feel more at peace, like I'm in control.
The one thing I think that would make me a happier mom is having an hour, 2 hours to myself to just read a magazine without being interrupted.
I control the temperament of the household, and if I could be a happier mom, then my family could be happier.
And Gretchen Rubin is the author of the bestseller, The Happiness Project. Well, now she is out with a follow-up called Happier at Home. Gretchen, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So this, of course, is the busy month, the hectic month, kids heading back to school.
Yes.
Why start a happiness project now, and why try to kind of uproot your life right now?
Well, I think because of the holdover of our own school days, September feels like it's the other January. It's a time for a new beginning, a fresh start, those new notebooks, those fresh pencils. And we feel like even as adults, there's a chance for us to make a new beginning and a new start and a new routine, new possibilities.
Well, as we heard a lot of the moms saying there, if I can be a happier mom, then my family can be happier. Is that what sets you off on this second happiness project?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that's interesting is how much we infect each other with our happiness. It's called emotional contagion. And if I'm happy, then my whole family is happier. And if I'm calm, if I can keep my temper, everybody else is going to be calmer and more cheerful too. And
do you get your husbands and your 2 daughters to sign up to this as well? I mean, were they always willing to play along?
No, they don't play along. But the fact is, I only change myself. But when I change, the atmosphere of the house changes. And so I do change the way they behave just by changing myself, because I don't get them to sign up for resolutions.
Well, you talk about changing sort of the temperament and the tone in the house, and that's what we heard as well in that piece. A lot of the moms saying, you know, I find myself yelling, and the craziness that tends to add to the tension. So one of the things that you say is first to try to underreact to the problems.
Yes, it's really interesting. The way that we act really influences the way that we feel. And so if you can control your action, if you can keep your voice down, if you can maybe even joke around a little bit, which is very
hard to do.
Very hard to do. It is very hard to do. But I find that when I do control my reaction to something, I feel calmer, and then the whole moment becomes calmer and easier. So it's just a way to take the level down.
Now, you also talk about sort of possessions and sort of sorting through your possessions, and you actually say that in this case, simplicity may not be the key, right?
Well, I think we can overvalue the idea of just getting rid of everything. And the important thing is, like, do we need it? Do we use it? Do we love it? And if not, then get rid of it. Because it's true, all that stuff just weighs us down. But if we can keep the things that we love, I think we have very important emotional attachments to our things. And they are really important reminders of the people and places and activities that we love. But it's very easy to get overwhelmed with junk. And getting rid of that really does make you feel lighter and more calm.
And one of the things, and I love, this is great advice, and you hear this a lot, is you're more mindful about the hellos and the goodbyes in the morning. You say hello, goodbye to your spouse and your daughters. You make sure it really counts.
This is one of the things, it's so small, but it has so much changed the atmosphere of our home, is every time somebody comes and goes, everybody puts down their stuff and really says hello and goodbye. And it makes you feel more tender, more attentive. It really does make a difference.
There's a couple things in the happiness, in the second book of yours, though, did not necessarily make you so happy. For example, learning how to drive.
Yes.
And tackling some of the things, including sorting through your photo albums and pictures.
Yes. Well,
15 minutes of suffering, you called it.
Yeah, I mean, I was overwhelmed with my digital photos, just thousands of images, but I stuck to it 15 minutes a day. I chipped away at it, and now I have a whole bunch of photo albums, and I'm much happier.
So, and that in itself, it just kind of creates more happiness throughout life. Well, Gretchen, always great to have you here. Gretchen Rubin, thanks so much. The book, again, is called Happier at Home.